Okay, you guys, today I'm coming at you with the most important video I've done. We are talking about the who and the why of the counterfeiting shares. Why are they doing it and who's doing it? That's what we're talking about today. And how it's done is an up and coming video that I'm going to be doing in probably a couple of days or whatever. So please subscribe. And okay, let's start it. So here I'm going to put up a chart right here. You see that ENZL, which is a pharma play, and then HMBL, which is kind of a PayPal competitor. Now, if you look at these two charts, they're very interesting because it shows at the same time that these stocks were completely attacked for no reason. I mean, no, that they didn't go down for any reason. They were attacked and shorted, and the short charts, shore this up as well. But in this, and you see in this chart, it's really interesting because, you see that they're attacked at the same time. It was a coordinated attack, and you also see, so that's happening, right? So who are the players? Who's doing this stuff? Again, we spoke about it earlier. It's the DTCC, Citadel, and Knight are the ones that are primarily counterfeiting the shares. Now, the players, who is benefiting from, these counterfeiting, cui bono, who benefits? Well, we're going to talk about first the players. So the ones that do the most of the shorting are the institutional players like Bear Stearns, JP Morgan, Citigroup, Goldman Sachs, UBS, Credit Suisse. These companies are the institutional, institutional investment pools that run billions and hundreds of billions of dollars for investors, etc. And also they have but now they win by just basically stealing money from these companies, but there's a double win here, you guys. So here's what you don't understand, or not necessarily that you don't understand, but here I'm going to tie this stuff together. Now, hedge funds and billionaires that shorters, like David Rocker, Rocker, and Mark Cohodes, Cohodes. These guys are notorious shorters, and they're tied to hedge funds and whatnot, and the hedge funds that just short. And then like Twitter handles like @Citi Securities, CITI Securities, and @Jane Street Group. You guys block those people on Twitter. They're trying to monitor Twitter to see who's investing in what and everything. And then the ones that, and other platforms like Reddit or whatever, they go on these platforms to see who's buying, what big stocks are coming in and whatnot. Now, institutions are involved in Google, Exxon, and PayPal. Now, these institutions like JP Morgan, Bear Stearns, Citigroup, Goldman Sachs, they have huge positions in Philip Morris and Exxon and Chevron, in in PayPal, and so they they want to eliminate competitors to Philip Morris, to PayPal, and to their pharmaceutical friends, and the huge pharmaceutical players. So these players like Philip Morris will ask, turn to their institutional investors like at JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs that own, hundreds of billions of dollars worth of their stock, and be like, hey, short, Philip Morris will say short HCMC, so we can, if we have to buy them out, then, it is less of a price. So they'll get their institutional investors to short HCMC and do their run on it. And then the institutions will benefit if these companies have to buy their competitors. So here we go. So EENF, it right there, you guys saw the chart, or you didn't see the chart, sorry, that was the other one, but EENF. Now, the institutional investor, Exxon, Chevron might want to buy this company because they're sitting on an oil find. So why buy them at an expensive price when you can get your institutional friends to turn around, short the shit out of the stock, and then buy it at pennies on the dollar when the oil, discoveries is, comes out. So, and the institutional investors that are heavily invested in, Chevron and Exxon, then also benefit because then they buy these oil fields at pennies, or not oil fields, but the oil companies at pennies on the dollar. So And it's the same thing with all of them. Look, so, with Max Sound Corporation, Google tried to do a hostile takeover in 2018, but hey, if we have to buy them out or buy out that tech, let's just short the crap out of the stock so they don't have to do it. So then, and then they get their institutional investor friends, in Google, which all of them are in Google, they turn around and short the crap out of the stock. Philip Morris, HCMC, Humble, PayPal. PayPal is doing the hit on Humble right now, you guys. There you go. And who's doing ENZC's hit? Well, that's the pharmaceutical players. They're turning around to their institutional investors and say, short the shit out of this thing. And they're doing it. So that's the who and the why. And again, all of them benefit because they, the DTCC, Citadel Knight make money off the trades and interest off the holds. And then, these guys, so that's why they're doing this. So they pick companies that are competitors or just, competitors or possible buyouts and whatnot, short them down to as minimal as possible, and then do the buyout or whatever. So you guys, it's a huge problem, obviously. And, if you like the video, like and subscribe. And also the how they are doing it is coming up in an upcoming video, you guys. Okay, y'all, please like and subscribe to the channel. This material is not an offering, recommendation, or a solicitation of an offer to buy or to sell the securities mentioned or discussed, and is to be used for informational purposes only. Any performance results discussed herein represent past performance, not a guarantee of future performance, and are not indicative of any specific investment. I'm not a financial advisor.
Boom.